good thing. Another night ruined, I don't even know when we became this way. Now you're acting so different than back when we had it easy.
I am Matilda. I'll lead you around as your guide. This is the third castle in Ghana. The first one was built by Portuguese around 1482, Elmina Castle. You can call it St. George. The second one is in Accra, Osu, built by Danish, 1661. And this is British Castle, 1664. Age-wise, Cape Coast Castle is now 358 years. Portuguese named the country Gold Coast because of abundance of gold. They built Elmina Castle for mining, but later they converted it as a slave castle. They were defeated by the Dutch. They came to the land here to start a trading lodge. They named the lord Cabo Corso by their language, which means short cape. They abandoned the lodge, they left. Swedish came. They built a small fortified fort. They named the fort Fort Christianborg after their king around 1653. But the fort changed hands severally. So the Danes occupied the fort, the Dutch before British. Now the castle as it stands now, addition, demolition, it was built over a period of 300 years. Materials used were bent bricks, marble stones, oyster shells, lime powder, but no cement. So some of the materials were imported, whilst others were made locally. They used cheap African labor for its construction. Whilst Portuguese was built for mining, they built that place for mining, Portuguese. And this place was built by British, mainly for transatlantic slave trade. So the discussion will be based on that. It all started when the New World was discovered. They were then looking for strong and healthy people to work in. So some of the enslaved Africans were captured through intertribal conflict. Some were seen as wrongdoers, some were debtors, but many of them didn't commit any crime. Irrespective of where they were coming from today Togo, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, all the West African countries, and over here, northern part Salaga, Sande Majendi, coming down to Asinamanson in the central region. That is where most of the enslaved Africans had a last shower for them to look nice, attractive, before they walk from there to the castle with the middlemen. When they arrive, the first point of call is the second floor. We call that place Palaver Hall, which means to talk, to bargain. That was where they were examined. They exchanged them not for money, but for guns, gunpowder, looking mirror, and other European commodities. After the examination, they were separated into the dungeons, but for easy identification, branded irons were placed in the fire, then hot metal, they stamped them with their initials. So this is the male dungeon for 1,000. We have the female dungeon on the other side. Now this castle was officially opened to public in 1974. It was designated as the World Heritage Site in 1979. So the World Heritage Site for us. Let's move down. Now we are currently at the male slave dungeons. We will soon go down to see what our ancestors went through. Female slave dungeons.
Let's go in.
The wood from England called the hitchcock. This is only one original doorlet. So watch your head and then look at the underground passage. These cannons, as you are looking at them, they were all movable initially. So when you insert the balls in here, there's an opening here. There is this place for gunpowder, the lit match, which will drive the balls to destroy the ships. But now they are standstill, but they are still original cannons and cannonballs. No more fight, so we don't use this anymore. Slave dungeons. As you see, door of no return. It wasn't a very big door like this that all of us would walk. This door was enlarged. So please come with me. Let's see the side. At the shore, they made them descend the original staircase. They were loaded into small boats, which were similar like the canoes around. They rearranged them into the shapes over there. As you have been seeing pictures around in the ship, you don't sit, but rather they pack them like that on top of each other. Officers, as they are going and coming in, because this was very small, they don't use this, but they prefer using this for they are going and coming in. The ships comes here in the evening or in the night, and in those days no light. They don't want anyone to see, anyone to hear, because some were living, they were crying, they were screaming. Behind the same door, let's all turn and face the side and see what is written there. Behind this, it is now. So this sign that you have here, let's come closer please. We are returning. So it doesn't mean that some of you return alive to the place. The name changed from door of no return to return.